Hello and welcome back. Today we are going back to the beginning of Kim Soo Hyun's rise, because before he became one of the highest paid and most internationally recognized Korean actors, his career was built through a sequence of unusually well-timed breakthroughs that transformed him from a promising young performer into a national leading man. Many viewers know him through My Love from the Star or Queen of Tears, but the deeper story begins earlier, with a young actor who did not initially look like an obvious global superstar, yet possessed one quality that would eventually define his career: the ability to make emotional intensity feel controlled rather than theatrical. Kim Soo Hyun's early career included smaller television roles, but the real turning point came with Dream High in 2011. The drama was built around music, youth, ambition, and idol culture, and it placed him among performers connected to the K-pop world. In that environment, he could have disappeared behind louder personalities or more obviously idol-coded stars, but he stood out by playing Song Sam-dong with sincerity and emotional openness. The role required him to portray innocence, insecurity, talent, and transformation, and it also demanded performance skills beyond ordinary acting, including singing and dancing preparation. That project introduced him to a younger audience and positioned him as someone who could carry emotional sincerity inside a commercially polished drama. Then came Moon Embracing the Sun in 2012, which changed the scale of everything. Historical dramas often demand a very different type of screen presence, because the actor must communicate authority through posture, voice, silence, and ritualized behavior. As King Lee Won, Kim Soo Hyun was no longer only a youthful romantic figure, he became the emotional center of a national phenomenon. The drama achieved massive ratings in South Korea, and his performance helped prove that he could lead a traditional broadcast hit, not merely participate in a trendy youth drama. That distinction mattered because it expanded his audience beyond younger viewers and into mainstream household recognition. What made the Moon Embracing the Sun performance powerful was the way Kim Soo Hyun handled grief. He did not play the king as simply cold or majestic. Instead, he created a character whose authority was haunted by loss, suspicion, and longing. This became one of his recurring strengths. He often plays men who appear composed but are emotionally unstable beneath the surface. That inner contradiction gave him depth and helped separate him from actors who rely mainly on charm or visual appeal. In his best roles, the audience can feel the character trying not to break. The next major leap was My Love from the Star, where he played Do Min Jun, an alien who has lived on Earth for centuries. On paper, the concept could have been absurd, but the drama became one of the defining Korean wave titles of the 2010s, especially across Asia. Kim Soo Hyun's task was difficult because he had to make a nearly immortal character feel both distant and emotionally reachable. His stillness became part of the performance. He used minimal expression, controlled speech, and restrained gestures to suggest someone who had spent centuries detaching himself from human attachment, only to be pulled back into vulnerability through love. The success of My Love from the Star transformed Kim Soo Hyun from a top Korean actor into a regional phenomenon. Endorsements, international fan attention, and media interest grew rapidly, but the more important artistic effect was that the drama fixed a specific image around him: elegant, mysterious, emotionally restrained, and capable of romantic intensity without excessive melodrama. This image would follow him for years, becoming both an advantage and a challenge. It gave him immense star power, but it also meant that later roles would be judged against an almost mythic version of him. His early rise shows why Kim Soo Hyun became more than a temporary drama star. Each breakthrough expanded his range in a different direction. Dream High gave him youth appeal, Moon Embracing the Sun gave him national dramatic legitimacy, and My Love from the Star gave him international Hallyu power. This sequence is rare because many actors receive one defining opportunity, but Kim Soo Hyun received several and converted each one into a higher level of recognition. That is not luck alone, it is timing combined with the ability to deliver when public attention is already intense. So when we look at Kim Soo Hyun today, we should not treat his fame as something that appeared suddenly. It was built through a carefully layered progression, with each role teaching audiences to see him differently. He became the royal dreamer, the grieving king, the immortal alien, and later the wounded husband, but behind all of those characters was the same central skill: controlled emotion under pressure. Thank you for watching, and let me know which early Kim Soo Hyun role you think did the most to shape the actor he eventually became.